What will Nintendo do after the current Fighters Pass? Will they make another one and add more and more fighters? 12 DLC fighters is a lot after all. They might say they're gonna cool it and make a different kind of pass. An Echo Fighters Pass. An Echo Pass would probably be easier to make since they already have a fighter to base them off of. Also, don't worry, I'm not gonna have an anticlimactic answer like in the DLC predictions video. I have predictions and kinda wanted characters for all 6 slots. Now I'm not saying they will do this, however this is more of a prediction if in the case that they do it. In other words, it's for fun and I'd like to see some of these characters and this is their potential chance if they do this. Let's go over some guidelines first. Number 1 should be pretty obvious. They can't be an assist trophy. Number 2. They have to be in the same franchise or one that's fairly similar. Number 3. They have to have enough to set them apart. Right. Richter is basically identical, besides Holy Water being water instead of fire. Daisy is like 2 pixels shorter. Ooh, big difference. They sure do have a fuck ton going for them. Well, since you'd be paying for the pass, they would at least make it somewhat worth your money and not just copy paste the character with a different model, aka an alt skin. They would have at least some notable difference. Number 4. They have to be feasible for Smash. In other words, Shaggy or Goku can't be an Echo for Captain Falcon. With that out of the way, let's roll out the Echoes. First up is Tails. The clear difference here is the Tails. In the games, Tails is slightly shorter than Sonic and also jumps a little bit higher, which comes in handy. After Sonic 2, he can fly for a short while. His tails can be used to kill enemies or damage Eggman when he's flying. He's pretty much considered the easy mode of Sonic. But there are also a few obscure games where Tails is the main man, where he used bombs and various contraptions to fight. Oh, did I mention that even though he's young, he's an inventor and flies a plane that he also works on? And his super form's a bit different than Sonic's, as Flicky circle around him and hit enemies. Tails clearly has some stuff going for him, and he isn't an assist trophy like poor Knuckles. Tails' up special could simply be his flying. You can't attack from above since his tails are an active hitbox, acting like K. Rool's propeller. His tails alone makes up his attacks, since he can use them for a sweep attack, or his forward air, and his up air. They could make side B and down B not the same move, and give Tails a bomb or an invention or something. His jump height would be higher than Sonic's, and he'd have a smaller hitbox. You can't do the spring cheese at ledge, but his jump height and possibly having his flight work like Rob's up B, where you can act out of it and it has a timer before he gets tired and falls. He still has annoying attributes like Sonic, just in different ways. Second is Dixie Kong. A lot of people want her as a standalone fighter and not an Echo, which I can understand, but Smash-wise I feel like she'd fall in the Echo fighter category. Her differences include none other than her hair, which you can use for attacks, as well as gliding across the level. Diddy is a bit faster than her in DKC 2, so this would likely be a small difference in Smash. With the emphasis on gliding, she'd be a little floatier than Diddy. Her dash attack would be the hair twirl, which has more range than Diddy's. Her up special would likely utilize her hair, but it wouldn't be like DK's. I feel like she would charge up and blast upwards somehow, maybe by blowing her gum below her. Overall it's quicker than Diddy's, and more horizontal movement as well as height, and it can be a burst option out of shield. Of course, she would also utilize her hair and her basic attacks, with the sword slash effect and maybe trade off speed for range. Also her jab would have an infinite with her hair, unlike Diddy's. Third is Fawful from the Mario and Luigi series. Now I know what you're thinking, but Fawful doesn't use a clown car. He has his headgear that's a vacuum, and he has that flying suit thing from Superstar Saga, and a laser gun and robots, and yeah, I know. But who else would he be an echo of? He's most similar to Bowser Jr., Smash-wise. I feel like he would use something similar to the mechanical Fawful thing in Superstar Saga, or at least something modeled after it. Do you really think he would be running around with headgear? He'd get slapped and fucking stomped. Fawful is smarter than that. The Fawful car thing will take most of the hits, while also giving him different attacks and tricks. Plus, having the Fawful car kinda fits in line with Fawful having robots and inventions and various tricks up his sleeves. Even if it's not completely accurate to the games, he would totally have something like this. As I said, he has his vacuum headgear, which would act like blunderbuss, and it could also suck in items or projectiles and fire them back, or even absorb energy ones. This move would replace Side B, the little cart dash thing, so maybe adjust his speed or airspeed to be slightly faster to compensate for the movement loss. His neutral special would be a giant laser instead of a cannonball, so it can't be reflected, but maybe it has more cooldown or less damage and knockback. His hammer aerial attacks could be laser shots from his laser gun, while his Mecha Koopa is something more Fawful themed. Same for a few of his basic attacks, like using a Fawful bomb or a hammer. Number 4 is kind of an oddball. It's the Ring Fit trainer. Now I hate to say this, but I haven't played Ring Fit, so I don't know the full powers and capabilities of this character. I've looked this character up on Google Images to get an idea of what's going on. They have a ring and they do exercise. You fight enemies and it tells you how to move on the screen, like what poses to do, like the tree pose, which is part of Wii Fit's up air. Also, I saw art for canoeing. So clearly they'd be closest to Wii Fit. They could use the ring in their up B and hold it in their attacks. As for the soccer ball and saluting the sun, there seems to be an array of attacks and activities to do, so finding something doesn't seem that hard. Maybe salute the sun could be a multi-hit fireball, since the ring and the player look like they do fire magic. And for the soccer ball, you can throw the ring with slightly more freedom, then it comes back to you. Kinda like how Mii Sword Fighter's little disc thing is. If you don't catch it, it flies back a little and then returns to you. Maybe deep breathing could boost another stat? Oh, and make her block or parry this ab attack. That looks fucking sick. Now, at this point, I'm kinda reaching in all corners of the bag, thinking of echoes that have a chance and wouldn't be identical or too different, or potential echoes in general is a pretty goddamn difficult task. So for number 5, I have to give it to Black Falcon. Yeah, I know he's kind of not that well known because he's from the F-Zero anime and I think an F-Zero game, but he's still not all that popular. I think he could have a chance for something like this, since Ganon isn't a complete fucking ass-cheeks clone of Falcon anymore. What I'm feeling is he would be what Ganon was supposed to be before Ultimate. Slightly slower, but stronger. Falcon Kick could be the combo move instead of Raptor Boost. Back air could be a different, more straight angle. His throws could have better kill power, and maybe up special could send you flying faster to aid against tech checking. Now when I said slightly slower, I meant slightly. Not like Ganon shit his pants, so he does a granny jog to keep the shit from running down his pants slow. Lastly, I have to give it to Funky Kong. That's right, 2 Kongs in 1 pack. I haven't played or seen every single series represented in Smash, or I don't know enough about a few series, so picking a 6th character was kinda difficult. So I went with Funky, since he's fairly well known, and I'd like to see him in somehow. While he does appear in the Donkey Kong Country games, as well as the new Funky Fuck Monkey mode in Tropical Freeze, he has a notable appearance in Mario Kart Wii being the fastest character in the game, because that's how freaking cool he is. In terms of Smash, the differences would be slight. Some attacks would use the radical surfboard, like his forward tilt, up air, forward aerial, back air, and even his gnarly grounded up special, which would have a bigger finisher hitbox. However, aerial up special is DK's but with more vertical range and the surfboard on bottom. His double jump could have more horizontal movement to it since he'd be using the surfboard. Overall, he'd do less damage and knockback than DK, but trades it for other qualities, like maybe having a better time SDIing out of multi-hits, which would be unique on its own, or having more weight to survive longer, akin to having more health in Tropical Freeze. Along with slightly faster movement and range on surfboard attacks. Again, he'd trade this with less kill power and damage on his attacks and throws, along with up B probably giving you a bigger punish window. And there we go, a whole Echo Pass. Now, I don't think 2 Kongs in 1 pack would work, so maybe just consider Funky as a wanted character and not one that's actually going to get in. In conclusion, I feel like this pack would include Tails, Dixie Kong, Fawful, Black Falcon, Ring Fit Trainer, and Funky Kong. I guess that was a lot better than my Smash DLC predictions video.